So I don't know if many people recall about 2 years ago, a kid named C.J. Pearson went viral because he was kind of like the token black kid for the Republican Party. He did everything you can expect from a Republican back then. He, said that Barack Obama didn't like America, which doesn't make any sense because why would somebody govern a country that they don't like? And then CJ got blocked by President Obama's Twitter and complained about it, which is like, you said the guy didn't like America, so you kind of got what you deserve. He since had vanished into obscurity for many possible reasons. One could have been the fact that he renounced being a Republican. He was a part of the Ted Cruz young primary people. He advertised for Ted Cruz. But another possible reason could have been because he bullied a girl at his school and she caught it on camera and he got suspended from school.
You literally have to be fake to even look decent. The hair's not your natural hair color. Honestly, you have to show every single part of your fucking body to be a fragment of appeal. Oh, yeah. Sarah, the only person you're pulling is you have to be a literal hoe. And you're recording me and stop.
Which, Caden Cowger thinks he's a genius for putting out. But let's be honest, Caden, you're the guy who thinks that Barack Obama and Lady Gaga made kids homosexuals.
I see younger people that is turning to be homosexuals. All of them are starting to turn to homosexuals. We've got about 30 teenagers in this county that I'm at that are homosexuals.
By the way, good job. You're a really smart guy. Anyway, to put things into context, recently, I guess 2 days ago, President Donald Trump invited the wife of a Navy SEAL named Ryan Owens, who was the Navy SEAL that died in that Yemen raid. He invited her and he spoke about her husband and all of Congress gave her a standing ovation apparently. But then it was reported that that Democrats did not give her a standing ovation. It was reported that they sat down, and the reasoning was because they didn't like Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. And for a second, I believed this. People like Ben Shapiro were tweeting it. I bet it was on Fox News. I don't know. I don't really watch Fox News unless they say something enormously stupid. But they tweeted it. They said that they didn't stand. They didn't clap. None of them did. That's what they made it sound like. And, I thought it was really sickening because while I don't support wars, I do support the brave men and women who go out and fight these wars and are basically used as cannon fodder in order for our country to just be more imperialistic. Basically pawns used by our government. So, while I don't definitely agree with wars of the high up in the military, the brave men and women, these people fight bravely, and these people, come home and they're absolutely disgraced by the government and the people who use them for their own personal gain. So I'm not going to use this video to, roast CJ Pearson because he's an impressionable 14-year-old kid. And when I was 14 years old, I was an idiot. I'm still kind of stupid now, but at least I'm learning. So I am going to use this video to debunk CJ Pearson. Let's do it.
Hi guys, CJ Pearson here. I'm angry, so I'm not going to mince any words.
CJ, something tells me you don't know the meaning of the phrase mincing words.
Nor am I going to delay any time getting into this message. Yesterday I watched the Joint Address to Congress. It was an amazing message by the President. And you probably watched that speech too, so I'm not even going to address that. But what I am going to address is the disrespect shown towards the family of the slain Navy SEAL officer when President Trump evoked his name from the podium. It is absolutely ridiculous to me that Democrats today refuse to stand for someone who made the ultimate sacrifice for this country.
So instead of merely taking CJ at his word, I decided to look back at the actual video just to see if it was true that all or most Democrats were sitting. As you can see, there is a full room of Congresspeople standing and applauding. I don't know how you can say with 100% certainty that all or most of them sat the whole time.
Just because they don't like President Trump. Because of partisanship, they are unwilling to recognize the sacrifice of an American hero who put his life on the line to fight for the freedom of the American people and the liberties in which we all enjoy. It is despicable that Democrats are now the party of just genuine disdain.
President Obama, you don't love America?
You know, for a party that lectures about grandstanding and hyperpartisanship, I can't think of anything more partisan.
President Obama, you don't love America?
Than sitting down during a 6.5-minute standing ovation just because you don't belong to the party of the president who mentioned this hero.
So first and foremost, the standing ovation was not 6 minutes long. It was like 3.5. Secondly, you haven't proven to anybody who sat and who stood, and that they were only Democrats, or they were only exclusively Democrats, or that they were mostly Democrats, or that most Democrats sat. You follow what I'm saying, bud? It just seems like you're misinforming your audience, or you in fact are misinformed.
You know, I'm 14 years old, and it is a shame to me that I have to lecture grown men and women about integrity and about respect.
President Obama, you don't love America?
The fact of the matter is that Keith Ellison, well, I doubt you've given much to your country, bud.
Now there's the passive-aggressive CJ Pearson we all know and love. Here's the thing, CJ. I'm pretty sure that Keith Ellison has done more for this country than a 14-year-old kid, complaining incoherently about random things behind a camera has done for this country.
Hey, you served in Congress for a bit? Well, probably that's benefited you a lot.
Well, thanks for stating the obvious, CJ. Now, here's my question. Why are you bad-talking Keith Ellison?
But that man who died, he gave it all. He's probably made more sacrifices on that one mission than you did your entire life.
Okay, yeah, so what does that have to do with not standing?
It is nauseating to think that we live in a country in which people will turn a blind eye to the people who give their lives so that we can be free, just because of the party in which they belong to.
How do you know that Keith Ellison was turning a blind eye to Navy SEAL Ryan Owens?
That's not the America I know.
CJ, what is the America that you know? Is it the America where 14-year-old boys lie about things that didn't happen, tell mistruths to their large audience?
That's not the America I've been told about.
Well, CJ, it looks like you've had some really bad teachers.
And that's not what politics should be.
President Obama, you don't love America?
Grow up.
President Obama, you don't love America?
Show some respect.
President Obama, you don't love America?
Nancy Pelosi, Keith Ellison. You're a disappointment.
For what? You haven't even said what they've done.
An utter and complete and total disappointment.
CJ, are you trying to tell me that they didn't stand up during the standing ovation. Now, I cannot speak for Nancy Pelosi because I can't pick her out of the video, but you can clearly see both Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Keith Ellison standing at the 30-second mark in this video. Hey, Ben Shapiro, I thought they sat the whole time. That's pretty comical that a person like you needs to reach so far in order to pry for a story. Maybe you and CJ should actually try to take a step back and not complain the moment misleading news comes out. Here's the thing. Yes, Ellison and Wasserman Schultz sat for the majority of the ovation. However, at no time did they refuse to stand because they did actually stand. There is evidence of this. It makes CJ look like a total clown here, ragging on a guy that he probably has never met before, telling him that he is disrespectful. But here's the guy standing up for the widow of Ryan Owens. And while I don't like the trio of Wasserman Schultz, Ellison, and Pelosi, even if they hadn't stood, that doesn't mean that all Democrats didn't stand. You can clearly see Bernie Sanders in the background behind the generals that ordered Owens to his death, applauding for the life of the guy. So don't project and lie that the majority didn't stand and clap, because the vast majority did.
Ridiculous. Guys, that's it for me. You can follow me on Twitter at TheCJPearson. You can also follow me on Instagram at TheCJPearson as well. Is this really where we're at right now as a country? And if you're content with that, then that says a lot. It says a lot.
So this was Biased Political Agenda, debunking all the lies told by people with big audiences. Thank you, good night, and happy Texas Independence Day.
President Obama, you don't love America.